This is an unusual occurrence between an animal tagged among the 14 most dangerous animals and a meek cow. Unusual events like this are very rare to come by and could be mistaken for folklore without concrete evidence. Science is yet to fully understand the behavioral patterns of all the animal kingdom. But one thing is certain. Leopards are dangerous ambush predators that kill their prey with one strong bite and a snap to the neck. So how is this possible? A farmer in India had seen a leopard enter his property one night. Leopards were known to be ruthless. They render their victims helpless with one swift bite and a snap to the neck. He was very worried and scared for the safety of his family. The farmer also had cows and other small animals. So, he stood guard until the leopard left a few hours later. The farmer went in haste to check on his animals. He found them safe and unharmed. It was almost like the leopard never came. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and click the notification bell for more amazing stories. The farmer found the leopard's behavior very strange. Farmer was wary of its mission on his property, so it sought to find out. Like every other night, the leopard visited. Farmer followed the leopard, careful to not alert the leopard. He was astonished what he saw next. The farmer lived in Gujarat with his family. A large number of the community were farmers at large. Predators often preyed on their livestock. One of such predators was the leopard. A lot of families had to relocate to preserve their livestock and families. Other families that stayed didn't have many weapons to defend themselves against the predators. The female leopard will prowl and lay in wait in tall grasses till evening to snatch a goat or chicken from the villagers. Many villagers placed guard dogs to be on the lookout for the predator. But even that didn't help much, as the leopard kept ravaging the villages. The villagers soon started to fear for their lives. They feared the leopard would come for them too. This fear made them avoid late nights. The village sought ways to monitor the leopard and capture it in its lair. The villagers suspected that the female leopard may be a hunting mother hunting for its cub. The local authorities were informed of the villagers' dilemma. They swung into action immediately and devised means to trap the leopard. They spent several nights studying the behavioral pattern of their target. After closely monitoring its activities, they were ready for capture. The authorities successfully captured the female leopard and chose to send it to a forest very far from the village. 1 year later, the leopard returned to terrorize the villagers further. And this time, it was more reckless and braver. It prowled the streets in broad daylight and was not afraid to be seen or captured. The villagers were frightened of the daring behavior of the leopard. They avoided the streets and watched their backs constantly. A few days later, the villagers found the courage to closely observe the leopard. They found that it was smaller than the previous leopard. They suspected it was one of the female leopard cubs. This young cub was the leopard that frequented the farmer's property every night. The farmer will stand guard till it left. Every night, after the leopard leaves, he will check to find his animals and his property safe. He sought to find out what the leopard was after. That night, the farmer got the answer to his question. What he saw that night went against everything he knew and believed about predators. He told his family of this strange visit. The news reached the village as well. Local authorities got wind of the villagers' geist of the strange visit, but dismissed it as a joke. The news persisted, and soon the authorities were curious to ascertain if the news spreading like wildfire was indeed true. The farmer shared the details of his observations. The leopard will visit every night at 9:30 p.m. and leave after an hour or two. The wife also confirmed the story of her husband, the farmer. The leopard will come every night to cuddle and spend time with one of the farmer's cows. The story was still considered strange and impossible. The leopard missed its mother and was craving a nurturing presence. The farmer will find the leopard curled up next to the cow. The leopard didn't hurt any of the other bulls, but they still fled in fear when it came around. The cow didn't seem to mind its presence. It will lick the leopard when it curls up next to it, and the leopard will purr contentedly, then run its nose at the cow. The farmer found this event very interesting and didn't want to discourage the leopard from coming around. But the wife feared that the leopard might soon realize its real nature and endanger them. So they sought the help of the authorities so the cub can leave their properties and animals forever. The farmer's wife phoned the local authority to inform them of their dilemma. But the cops found the farmer's wife's story a worthy joke and laughed after listening to her. The farmer's wife urged the local authorities to come investigate. The authorities settled in the next night to investigate. The leopard had sensed their presence and had entered the barn through a different route. It took a while before they realized it was already. They burst into the barn with weapons to capture the cub, but it escaped. The next night, the authorities returned to catch the cub leopard. They took their positions on the roof, this time around. From their positions, they saw the leopard enter the barn. It went to the cow to cuddle next to it. The authorities didn't know what to do with the situation at this point. The leopard didn't harm the animals or destroy anything, but they were worried it will turn on the farmer and his family. The authorities were still in a dilemma, as they had no reason to harm the leopard. Although it didn't hurt any of the animals, they didn't want to let their guard off. So they decided to consult the village elders and seek their advice. The village elders listened to their narration with rapt attention. After listening to their story, they were awed themselves. They couldn't believe it at first, but soon they did. After a lot of going back and forth, the elders finally settled on doing what was right. They agreed that it was only a matter of time before the predatory instincts of the leopard kicked in. If they didn't take any action, it could endanger the lives of not just the farmer's family, but also the community. The elders told the authorities to capture the leopard as they had previously done with its mother. The authorities devised a plan to trap the leopard and send it off far away as they had previously done with its mother. The trap plan was very simple. The authorities used a goat as bait to lure the leopard. They were hoping its predatory instincts would kick in to take the bait so they could capture it. However, when the leopard arrived, it played blind to the presence of the goat, and it went straight to the cow to cuddle as usual. The leopard had just refused a free meal. The villagers at this point did not want to harm the leopard. The leopard had proven yet again that it was not after their animals. Cow continued to nurture the leopard for weeks. The farmer was starting to worry that the cow will miss the leopard when it was gone. The authorities devised a new means to capture the leopard. They will shoot it with a sedative and transfer it someplace very far away from the village. The villagers followed up with the happenings at the farmer's properties. The villagers had hired a hunter to shoot the leopard with the sedative. Everything was set as they waited for the leopard to show up, but the leopard never showed. It seemed to have sensed that he was endangered, so it didn't come around to visit the cow again that night. The villagers were both sad and relieved. Soon, news reached the villagers that a leopard was terrorizing the neighboring village. The leopard was said to only attack their dogs and no other animal. When the news reached the farmer and his wife, they regretted the actions they took to get rid of the leopard. They feared that the leopard had become vindictive. The farmer's family missed the leopard's visit as they had gotten used to it. Even the cow missed the leopard it tended to every night. Soon, just like an answer to their prayers, the leopard came back one night. The farmer was happy to see the leopard visit. He stood guard to monitor the activities of the leopard. The leopard stayed with the cow longer than usual this time. It was a goodbye visit, but the farmer didn't know that. The leopard left at dawn and never returned since then. The farmer looked forward to more visits, but the leopard never returned. Local officials reached out to wildlife experts to recount their experience with the leopard. They took video footage as evidence, as they already knew the wildlife experts wouldn't buy their story at first. The wildlife experts couldn't believe their eyes. The only way they could explain this was that the leopard had formed a bond with the cow before its predatory instincts were fully developed. The tale of the cow and the leopard is passed on as a tale of love and upbringing among the villagers to this day, binding bonds through beautiful tales. Thank you for watching.